Intro music.
A star for the ages for Tony Gwynn, number 3,000.
And the ball game is over. The series is over. Welcome to Slam Diego.
My name is Joey,
My name is James.
and this is the Brothers Padre.
And in this week, it was a great week in Padres baseball. I mean,
was it?
all of the worries have been washed away.
All of them.
We swept the Red Sox, and then we went to D.C. and swept the Nationals. The Padres scored more runs in 6 games than they ever have in franchise history. All is well. The Dodgers, the whole L.A. has sunken into hell, and they're out of the league. Ladies and gentlemen, and the Diamondbacks, turns out they're cheating, so they're out of the league. The Padres are in first place. Life is great.
I'm trying to find 1 ounce of truth in there, and I'm struggling a little bit.
We did play the Red Sox and the
That is true. We did play the Red Sox and the
Nationals.
Nationals, and we're 3-3. Lost 2 against the Red Sox and won 2 against the Nationals. And remarkably similar series. The storyline of the past 6 games in the past 2 weeks is that the Padres are unable to score with runners in scoring position. We are now 3 for, what is it?
33.
33. So the last 33 at bats in runners in scoring position, we've had 3 hits. And those 3 hits belong to one Rougned Odor.
Who has never, ever been referred to as a wet blanket on anybody in this podcast.
Never have I ever texted that multiple times.
Or brought up how he just is uninspiring on this podcast.
Never have ever said that.
No. He is turned into this year's Jorge Alfaro.
Yes. This past set of 6 games, it's just been frustrating to watch. There's no other way to cut it. The Padres did, well on Sunday against the Red Sox, but the first 2 games with Red Sox, the same story. The pitching does good enough, and we're just not able to capitalize offensively. That's the story of the Padres this year.
And then we scored a bunch of runs on Sunday against the Red Sox. You were in attendance.
Yes, it was nice. I finally saw a victory this year.
And then the first game in Washington, we scored a bunch of runs off them. Hit 4 home runs.
None of those home runs had someone on second, though. They always run someone on first or no one on.
I know. And the second game was typical Padre fare. Starter did okay, but offense couldn't put it together. And then today's game, Snell didn't have his best stuff. He walked a bunch, but he battled. He kept on getting out of the jams he created. And the Padres were ahead at one point, 5-1.
Yep.
Thanks to Rougned Odor getting a hit with 2 men in scoring position. What
Novel
a
thought.
novelty. And then our bullpen, which has been the best bullpen in all of baseball, in the last 35 games, they only given up 1 run. They gave up 7 hits in a row.
Yep. Good for a 5-run inning. So.
Yeah. But I will say this. Tim Hill, love the man, come on our podcast. Every hit off him was weak, off the tip of the bat, ground balls that just went through holes.
Yep.
His job is to get ground balls. That's the type of pitcher he is. And we've seen this many times with him. Every once in a while, he's just like, well, why weren't you standing there, Jake? Not over there. There. And Nick Martinez biffed a ball and caused an error. And the only reason it wasn't so bad is we saw Sullivan, just unbelievably athleticism, wild pitch, gets the ball and dives at the National running in from third base, Call, and that was his last name is Call, and then he just tags him on his foot diving. It was a great best defensive play of the game, even though earlier Grisham made a fantastic diving catch, better than Grisham's diving catch.
Yeah, I kept at a 1-run deficit. Ninth inning rolled around. Not Grisham. Soto and Cronenworth get singles. Carpenter and Bogarts cannot do anything with that. Of course, we've seen that a bajillion times. And up steps Rougned Odor. Hits a 3-run homer off Hunter Harvey. And then Hader comes in next inning and shuts it down. And that's our first series win since early May, since the Reds. So it's we get this victory, but somehow it doesn't feel great. Somehow it's still looming that we're just we're not connecting. I've last podcast I think I called this team pathetic, anemic, and just embarrassing. And there's less of that now, but that's mostly still around. The hitting is not good still.
No, and
it's just. And Kim in today's game against Nationals fouled the ball off his knee, had to get pulled from the game. Looks like nothing broke, but he's probably not going to play for a game or two. Which is, stinks, but that means more playing time for Rougned Odor and Brandon Dixon, who both are strangely the hottest players who aren't named Juan Soto on the team.
Yeah.
Juan Soto's been turning it around. It looks very, very good. But the rest of the team does not know how to score runs with people on second and third. Literally, today's game, the Padres had base load, no outs, and nothing happened. They popped out and ground double play, and it was so frustrating. And we're literally the worst team in baseball with runs scoring position, batting average wise, and the batting average keeps going down. We've been that for 9 days, and it keeps going down. We're like 183 now. It's so bad. It's so bad. But if Odor keeps carrying us, whatever, man.
Yeah. Who knew Odor was going to be the last minute signing of the spring trading was going to be our much like Alfaro last year. I don't know, man. Problem is, he's not the best defensive
no.
second baseman and or third baseman. He's passable. Sure. He's not the worst.
Yeah.
He's not what was the panda guy?
Pablo Sandoval?
Yeah, he's not Pablo Sandoval at third base. He's not a liability.
Right.
And as far as second base goes, he's not Jeff Kent.
Right.
He can feel his position a little bit. But I don't know. It's really kind of frustrating.
This has been the most frustrating. We're last 6 games, 3-3. Not a terrible week in the big leagues, but on the flip side, you're just you can't rely on one guy. You have to have guys hit when people are on second base. Just the way it is, and it's just not happening. And I don't know. You and I have said someone needed to be fired weeks ago. No one's getting fired, it seems.
And the problem is, it's one of those psychological things because everybody in the team knows they need to get hits. Technically, the Padres got 3 hits with runners in scoring position today. 2 of them were Odors, and 1 of them was Bogarts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I took that in the plus sign category. That, hey, If we can start getting Bogarts to hit like he did at the beginning of the season
Yep.
with a red hot, Soto, and Tatis has been doing this thing where he hits a ton for 2 days, then he gets nothing but outs for 2 days.
Yep.
Luckily, the last 2 games he's got nothing but outs. So hopefully, New York he'll feel a little New York pressure and start playing better.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. This past 6 games I thought that this past 6 games was gonna settle my lookout for the entire season, and it's not there yet. Like I don't know. Mud. I mean, Don Ursillo asked Mud on the broadcast earlier. It's like, do you think at 50 games the identity of the team's established? And Don Ursillo said, I hope not. And that's kind of right?
Yeah.
Because if it's the identity of the team is we're third in walks in the Major League Baseball. But what difference does it make? We can't score them.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I don't know how to think about like predictions for us. It's just like I don't know. I don't even like. I could see us going to Yankee Stadium and Odor, former Yankee, Carpenter's former Yankee, short porch and right. Juan Soto has an incredible career against the Yankees and doing pretty well offensively. But it's also, I wouldn't just be surprised if the same thing happened again. We're just like, yeah, we make the pitcher throw a ton of pitches. Good job. There's people on first and second, no outs, but we just can't. There's 2 things I saw today that we haven't seen before that might give me hope, and that's Xander Bogaerts hit to center field and Jake Cronenworth's hit to left center field. That little like poke shot. And that's what you don't need to do much. I don't need a home run. I don't need 4-run home runs, 3-run home runs, with runners on first and second. I just need runs. And maybe that's the difference. Maybe people are thinking using the whole field. Maybe it's being a little more put the ball in play. I don't know. But all I'd say is I don't know. I don't know yet what to think of in the rest of the season, because I want to believe things turn around, and there's just enough glimpses of it that I texted you earlier today. It's like the problem with this team is it gives you enough hope, just gives you a little bit of hope. Like, oh, they're going to turn it around, and I just don't. Maybe that's going to be like maybe that's the big trick they're going to pull on me all year long. It's like they're just going to barely win, and I'm like, they'll turn it around. They'll turn it around.
Well, I am encouraged. I kind of think if we end this road trip, the next 6 games against the Yankees in Florida, and if we have another 3-3 record, I think we can probably say our season's done. We might scrape through with if this is a really big weekend. We need to turn it around. Yes, I realize they're going to New York, and a lot of people get intimidated by playing in New York. But this is as big as it gets right now. The Yankees are wounded. We're facing a AAA pitcher making his Major League debut, which I read online that the Yankees didn't think he was going to be Major League ready for another year, because their starting pitching is they only have one good pitcher, Cole, who we're going to be facing on Sunday, and the other guy, Severino, is on a 50 pitch count, so we're going to see the bullpen. We need to hit them now, and because one of their other starting pitchers cheated with sticky substances on their hands, they're down one position player because you informed me that they can't replace a player once they've been kicked out for sticky substances. So they're down a pitcher. The Yankees are wounded. We have to go in there. We have to make sure we cannot give up long balls. They have 2 good hitters on their team right now, Judge and Rizzo. And all the other players are decent. You just can't give up the long ball.
Yep. Yeah, I feel strangely like I think someone said on Twitter is like this is the 9-game road trip that like defines the Padres season, and I think they're kind of right. It doesn't really, like, baseball's a very goofy sport, but you just have to think like there's so much pressure on the hitters. They like this is on them to figure this out, right? And on the road. I almost feel like, well, I feel a little bit better about the Yankee series than I do about the Marlins series, just because I think the Marlins pitching is so much better. And any opportunity we may have in the Marlins, I think it's just, and again, when we're at Miami, I think it's shut down. I think we're going to face Sandy Alcantara on Monday. So yeah, I don't know. We have to. I think you're right about New York. We have to go in there, balls to the walls, and just attack early and get to their bullpen. That's the way it is. That's the only way it works. And
we have to get to their bullpen early on the game one, definitely on game two, and we have to make Garrett Cole throw a bunch of pitches. And if some way we can get into Garrett Cole's head, maybe we will wear Billy Crystal masks or something because we know he hates Billy Crystal. Yes, Garrett Cole hates Billy Crystal. Look into it. It's the man's a lunatic. and literally blame Billy Crystal for a bad pitching performance he had. The Garrett Cole is just, if we could get him mad or get him, disjointed, we can beat him. Or at the very least, make him throw a lot of pitches.
Yeah.
So he's out by the fifth inning, and by the fifth inning of Sunday, we've seen all of their bullpen 3 times at this point. This could be the third time we see them all, and they're all tired.
I like that plan a lot. I think Odor, former Yankee, Carpenter, former Yankee, Xander Bogaerts has played there a bunch, obviously. Being a former Red Sox, Soto loves hitting against the Yankees. I think, in theory, it should be a good weekend for the Padres, but my fear is that we're gonna have like base load no outs every game and just nothing happens, and I'm just gonna have an ulcer. I already have an ulcer. It's just gonna grow.
It's gonna grow steadily to the face of the fryer. It's just like,
oh my goodness. I just don't. I just feel so. The issue about this offense, I just don't feel. I have yet to see in this season a complete team rally in a real way where oh my gosh, everyone's locked in, or I just haven't seen that, and it's been, and that makes it tough to think about the next few games and what's going to happen. But I think our pitching's going to do fine. We just gotta hit the ball. Game of baseball requires hitting the ball, so
early and often.
Yeah. We got a big lead because we use Hader twice in the National Series, so he's got to get big leads. Yeah, our boy Tom Cosgrove. We haven't talked about Tom Cosgrove enough.
That kid is kind of amazing, especially since I had never even heard of him, and I kind of follow our minor league system. I seem to remember he was on the San Antonio Missions last year.
The story is, what I read was Ruben Niebla and Marcelo, the pitching developer in the minors, basically convinced him to do a 3/4 arm slot, almost like a sidearm slot. I said, your slider is going to play like crazy if you do that. And boy, does it play. Dude, it's just, I mean, it's like it feels weird to say this, but it's like a mixture between Tim Hill and Josh Hader. Like if you had like a little slider, it's like Josh Hader is the far right elite, and then there's Tom Cosgrove in the middle, and then Tim Hill on the left. But Tom Cosgrove has 9 games now without giving up a run, dude, and it's like good lefty stuff. I I was like, I'm pretty blown away by it. To be a rookie that's just like throwing up zeros over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So maybe he gets in there tomorrow. He gets in. He has to pitch tomorrow.
Yeah.
Garcia pitches tomorrow.
Unless, Joe Musgrove throws a complete game.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. So, yeah. So what do you think the record's going to be? We haven't talked about the Marlins series, but what do you think the record's going to be after the Yankees and Marlins series?
I think we take 2 from the Yankees.
Okay.
And I'm with you. The Marlins do freak me out because their starting pitching is otherworldly, but they only have one good hitter, and he doesn't have power.
Yep.
So he's going to be on base a lot because he's a great hitter. I kind of see us taking 2 out of 3 from them too. So I'm thinking of 4-2 when we get out of there. But it's just one of those things that I legitimately see there. I think there's a higher chance of us sweeping the Yankees than sweeping the Marlins.
I think that's so silly to say, but I think you're right. I think that we can string together enough home runs in the Yankees Stadium in a way that we just can't in Miami.
And if, because Manny Machado's taking ground balls, if he can come off the IL in Florida, I think he's going to have a great season. Don't remember it. He has that kid during the
True.
World Baseball Classic. It went viral about him wanting to meet Manny Machado, and Manny Machado saw the TikTok, and he invited the kid. Next time I'm in Miami, I'm going to treat you right. I'm going to buy you a box seat or whatever it is. And so he wants to play hard for that kid.
I like that. I've watched really bad baseball the past 14 games.
Yes, so have I.
So if I'm a betting man, I want to believe that we'll win at least 3 the next 6 games.
Jeez.
I don't know how to I'll know my predictions how it's going to go by the first game of the Yankees series. I'll see I need to see a lack of pathetic at bats to make me feel good about your prediction.
You need to see more competitive at bats when the time matters.
Yes.
Because whenever there's a runner at second, for some reason they forget, other than Juan Soto forgets how to take pitches, forgets how to work the count to a favorable pitch. Because it just seems like the pitchers can throw 3 pitches down the middle and they'll swing and miss everything.
Yep. And that's the thing. I just need to see that because you just can't win baseball games with solo home runs. Not against good teams. Not in this game of baseball today. And so I think I want to believe we go 4-2 and claw our way towards 500 some more. But I think we're probably I don't know why I'm so confident about us doing well against the Yankees. I don't know what that is. I think we lose 2 against the Marlins, take 2 against the Yankees. It's probably because the Yankees starters on the next 2 days are not as good as the Marlins starters. But that's my thought. I hate saying that, but I've also watched really bad baseball. But who knows? Maybe
it's up to the Padres to change our minds.
Right. Oh, yeah.
We've given them all of our love and all the benefits of the doubts all season long. And we're tired of it. We're just listen, we're still going to root for you guys, but you have to prove us wrong.
Yeah, right. I said last time the Padres are not a good team until proven otherwise, and that's still I'm still on that train because Odor's fun. I'm on board. Soto's a good time. Okay, but 7 other guys in that lineup got to do something.
Yep.
And my boy Hassan Kim being hurt for a little bit, I'm sad, but I don't know. I just gotta see. I just gotta see 3 consecutive doubles, and I might say we're back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just gotta see some consecutive hits that score people. I want to see the kind of inning that the Nationals had in our side. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And then I'll feel like maybe we're back. Maybe we are a good team. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. Like, do you have any thought on the whole discourse around, is this an organizational problem versus a player problem? I think it's a pretty convoluted answer, but like people are talking about it online. Do you have any thoughts about it?
It's hard because it might be an organizational problem. It might be a bad hitting coach. I've seen the Padres hitting falter before with the same hitting structure. So it might be the hitting thing, but the problem is these are supposedly some of the best hitters in baseball. You don't become the best hitter in baseball by only relying on your coach. That means you have good instincts. You have good, it's like, here's an analogy that may or may not work.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Mark Wahlberg.
I'm familiar with him.
He's a terrible actor.
Very, very bad.
Unless he's working with a good director that can coach him to be a better actor. Case in point, he made a movie called The Happening.
Yep.
Which he acted like a brain-dead idiot the entire movie.
Yep. Then
he made a movie called The Departed, which he acted like an Academy Award-winning type of person. The difference is Martin Scorsese can coach the greatness out of him. But there are actors that are great no matter what they're in.
Right.
Doesn't matter what they're in, they elevate the movie because they're a good actor. We have an entire franchise of supposedly good actors that don't need coaching. There's no reason why Tatis, Soto, Bogarts, Machado, Cruz, and I even throw Carpenter under there, need a constant hitting staff. Maybe they rely on some sort of data. Maybe we're not getting the right kind of data on the pitchers. That could be possible.
Right.
But again, we're spoiled because we had Tony Gwynn.
Right.
And as far as hitting goes, to keep the analogy going, Tony Gwynn was Daniel Day-Lewis. All right? Yeah. Tony Gwynn was method as it can be. He invented watching videotape. You can make a direct line from analytics and swinging and breaking down a swing path and breaking down everything about your swing and analytics from that point directly to Tony Gwynn. He invented that. So no, maybe that's why we're just spoiled because we've seen this type of thing in our lifetime. I just think that I think it's a combination of hitters feeling the pressure and the coach feeling the pressure. Do we fire a hitting coach? That might shake things up because sometimes that works, but I don't officially blame them 100%. I think right now it's a 50-50 combo thing.
I think I totally agree. Everything you said is great.
Because how is Ruben Odor hitting?
Right.
And, Bogarts isn't.
Right.
You can't tell me in any world Odor is a better hitter than Bogarts.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just surprised the Padres haven't done anything. I mean, unless our data is incredible and our hitters aren't listening to it, I feel like you cannot possibly get any worse than you are currently. So, like, shaking things up makes sense to me. In some regard, it just does. But, I just don't know. I think I agree with you. It's a 50-50 thing, but I don't know. What makes me like very curious is like it's everyone, almost everyone, right? And so you just like, how did everyone have such low career numbers, except for Soto, right? And that makes me think it might be more systemic, but it might be a clubhouse thing. It might be like, oh, we're all trying to get the highlight reel. We're all trying to hit the home run to get us out of this, right?
They've stopped wearing the sombrero because they said they haven't earned wearing a sombrero. They've stopped doing the pinata celebration.
I don't know, man. I just maybe you get to New York City, life's good, get some of those expensive fried chicken bowls that they sell at Yankee Stadium.
I've never been, so I don't know.
Either, but it's always like people say, unique food at ballparks, and I guess Yankee Stadium is famous for fried chicken.
Huh?
Yeah, who would have thought?
Are they trying to appropriate the South?
Well, they are called the Yankees after all.
They've beaten the South already, haven't they? Oh, historically speaking. It's such a weird thing for them to be
I was very surprised by that, too. I was like, that's a weird thing. And I guess, like, $30 for a bucket of fried chicken. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, who'd have thought? But maybe they get some fried chicken. They're like, you know what? I'm going to hit some home runs. And we're just going to see a bunch of porch shots, 311-foot home runs in right field. You see Adam Frazier hit a home run? That was 310 feet long. I mean, that makes sense. The guy has, like, zero power.
Yeah.
But maybe that's it. Maybe we just do a bunch of cheap home runs. And I would love, like, I would rather lose a series at this point if our pitching's bad, but our hitting's super good. I'd make me feel so much better about this season. I just need to see that's in them. I just need to see that they have it in them to do that kind of stuff.
I want to see 2 doubles in a row.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that'd be way cool.
Yeah. I love a double-double in all of its details.
Oh my goodness. But I just need the Padres to bring, like you said, they need to prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Because what was the text you said to me? You told me, how come winning feels is so bad?
How come winning still hurts?
It's true. I'm just done with that. I just want to see the Padres win, playing good baseball, and take advantage of opportunities when they have them. So that's what I want, saying Padres. I know you listen to our podcast. That's what I want.
That's what we want. That's all we want.
James, anything else?
I think I'm good for this week.
Yep. Until next time, James, go Padres.
Go Padres.
And there it is! Oh, doctor! You can hang a star on that, baby!